Hello, this is Christoph with Kaiserworks presenting 401 North 14th Street. Just to orient us on our site, we are operating with this corner lot in the southeast corner of Garfield. This is a smaller lot than typical slightly, and we think that could potentially play in our advantage. This is something to check with Taylor, but given the fact that we have a smaller lot, we think that we may be a candidate for some variances that might not otherwise be possible. I'm going to be walking us through three different schemes, and these schemes actually achieve greater density than I think you thought they could, but it is with some variances. But I think these may be worth pursuing, and I think you'll agree. So let's jump in. This is option A. This is our site plan. We're showing our view triangles here in the corner, one from the adjacent neighbor to the east and one given the fact that we're on a corner lot. These view triangles actually substantially impact our ability to park on the street. So if you follow these lines out and you follow this line out, you're able to achieve approximately 2 parking spaces, actually just shy of 2 parking spaces here, which is coincidentally also one of our opportune moments to be able to access the site. So the fact that we'd be putting a driveway apron here would eliminate these 2 parking spaces as possibilities. There is an opportunity here for an apron potentially, not by virtue of its proximity to the corner. That in fact makes it not possible, but by virtue of the fact that there's precedent for it directly across the street to the west. There's a driveway apron, so we would potentially be matching that. You'll see that in a few of these schemes that I'll be presenting. This dashed line is consistent on all the plans. That is our existing setback line, and as you'll see, there's a few instances in which we're encroaching beyond that line, again by virtue of a variance. A big driver in this, and I don't think anyone likes this as a reality, but it is a reality in our experience, is the fact that this is a commercial project and will require a dumpster versus having the smaller trash receptacles. We've tried on a triplex and been successful in using something other than in the larger dumpster enclosure. But given the number of units we're going for, we don't think that's going to be an option, and so the dumpster really does drive. Dumpster and parking seems to drive what is possible more than almost any other project constraint, if you will. So in this scheme A that we're looking at right here, access is on the south side of the property coming in. We have our primary entry drive, and we're showing 4 parking spaces on the east side and 3 parking spaces on the west side, one of those being our ADA accessible parking space with its access directly north of that. We're showing vertical circulation on this northwest corner. And so this entire north edge becomes a utility bar, if you will, and there's one moment where the dumpster is located where that bar grows a little bit further to meet the property line. And what this allows you to do is to come in with a commercial trash truck, drive into the property, pull that dumpster out, and then actually lift and dump the trash above this concrete area right here. We're not able to pull that dumpster out to the street because we would need concrete in the street for that dumpster to be able to drop the dumpster. So you'll see that sort of logic is being used in each of these schemes. And then moving to this second floor, coming up the stairs here, we're using this interior elevated walkway that is in the form of a U that gains you access to 4 units on this second floor. Each of these units has a 48 square foot balcony. This is representational at this point. We're not proposing these precise locations, but we're basically dealing with square footage, lot coverage, etc. So we have 4 units that are between 437 and 366 square feet on this second floor, and then walking towards the west here, you are able to go to this second run of stairs that takes you to the third level. And the third level, we're currently showing a 784 penthouse suite that's going to have these amazing views to the downtown core, and then we have these 2 smaller units that are directly to the west of that. Another option, what we don't love about this is this switchback that you get to this point on the second floor and you have to walk back down this hallway to get access to that other stair. Another option here would be that from the second floor you could actually go upstairs that are located between these 2 units. So coming down this area here, you'd go upstairs that would then gain you access to these 2 third floor units, and then likewise you'd be able to come down to this location here, up a stair that's located between these two units to gain you access to either one or two units on the third floor. So this yields 7 units. I'm going to move now to option B. Option B has the driveway apron located at approximately the same location. So you're driving in off of Polk Street. You have 3 parking spaces located here. You have 3 more, one being ADA directly in front of you. And the trash is being dealt with again by virtue of an apron that would mirror what's going on directly across the street. Trash truck would pull in, pull the trash dumpster out to this location here, and then would then lift it above, dump the trash, and put it back in. And we think this is manageable from an aesthetic standpoint. We can get this trash enclosure to look like many other things. And so we do think in this scenario we can actually design a trash enclosure and a stairwell similar to what we've done with 612 in such a way that it's not such a visual obstruction and sort of commanding the attention like it could in other situations. So in this scheme, we're showing an amenity space on this southwest corner of the property with a stair. Stair takes you to the second level, and this is a bit of an interior elevated street. This is a bit of almost like a medieval street, if you can imagine. So walking to this point here, we have a small balcony, 600 square foot unit, 595 square foot unit, 434, 559 square feet, each one having its own balcony and this interior volume. Not dissimilar to what we're showing for Roosevelt 7. This would be a small interior court space that would gain you access to each of the units. Coming back to the stair, continuing on up to the third floor, we're showing 3 units on that third floor. And we see with this scheme and the previous scheme, there's an aesthetic language here that I think would make this feel a bit like a small town sort of crammed into one form. So there might be multiple rooftops, each one of which has clear story and other apertures that gain you specific views. And a lot of these I think would command downtown Phoenix views. This sort of fits in with the Wohngemeinschaft, which is the German multifamily housing typology that looks and feels like one entity, and yet it's home to multiple smaller homes. And I'm going to move now to option C. This is our most kind of cutthroat scenario with the most parking. This is sort of a ruthless parking approach. We're showing 9 parking spaces across the bottom. This is accessed via an apron again off of 14th Street coming straight in. We have our commercial parking located here, so they'd be able to pull in, pull that trash back, dump, and then return to the trash enclosure area with our parking spaces marching across the southern edge. We have our vertical circulation is located here on the west side of the property. So coming up these stairs, this could really be flipped on the east-west axis. You could orient this either way. We're showing currently coming to the top of the second floor here, and then you would enter this unit, and then between the 2 units you have stairs that gain you access to the third floor where you have 4 more units. So this is showing 8 units total in this configuration. This is currently overparked. We have 1 parking space too many, and we're currently not showing amenity space of any kind. So presumably we would be losing at least a parking space and working in amenity space that we're not currently showing. So that should be called out. And yeah, that sort of is a brief overview of these 3 schemes, and we do think there could be a happy medium or a melding of a few of these different schemes, which we're happy to jump on a Zoom call and discuss with you. For example, I think we could lose again this switchback and introduce stairs between units to gain you access to these third floor units, and that would again be a way of creating some visual separation between the units so your home feels more unique and distinct from your neighbor directly adjacent. Looking forward to your thoughts on this. Thank you.